All right, so making this recording about the questions that I said that I was going to do a follow-up video with posing some questions to be answered. But first, what I'm going to do is play the invitation to ask the questions. So here's the invitation.
We expect you to come up with a constitution, but we expect you to study it to the point where you can ask intelligent questions.
All right, so there's the invitation. I'm fully aware that I'm not part of the group, so they've got very strict rules about you can only participate if you're part of their group, so you have to be involved in their group. And they've no interest in any external influence if you're not part of their group. So this is just to you guys who seem to be part of the group, if you can see there's any merit in these questions. Whether they're ones you've thought of or not, it's up to you. But if you can see merit in it, that's on offer. So I'm going to come back with those questions. So let's see if you deem these to be valuable questions when it comes to do with anything to do constitutional or a constitutional convention, of how you would come together and decide what's got merit and how it's going to help the people along in their aspirations to live together cohesively and in abundance. So the first question would be define law. The next one is common law, define that. Third one is define democracy. Fourth question, define constitution. Fifth question, define sovereignty. Sixth question is define anarchy. Question number 7 is define the democratic rule of law. Question number 8 is define the defining principle of democracy. Number 9 would be define freedom. Number 10 is define the difference between individualism and collectivism. Number 11 is which category does the 1901 Commonwealth of Australia Constitution fall under and why? So the categories would be obviously individualism or collectivism. So which one of the two does that Constitution fall under and why? And then 12 is how is sovereignty expressed within a constitutional framework? And number 13 is can you build truth from a lie? Now I've got another set of questions to throw in. So you guys get to decide whether you think they fall under the category of intelligent questions. If you think they're intelligent, then you can put them forward. It's your choice. And here's some extra questions. So what we can ask: what's up with the Tallahassee National Guard? Does everyone remember when that was a thing, that there was just a go word they're waiting for? Well, that was a fair while ago. So getting an update on that would be wonderful. Could we get updated on that? What about those series of lockdowns that we're meant to have in 2022? How do they all turn out? What about the promise that Morrison and the banks are going to have a rough year in 2022? How did that go? Love to get an update on that. Also, that the police are now taking orders from the good guys. How's all that going? Because I'm not witnessing it. All I'm seeing is them is behaving the way they've always done, keep violating people's rights and harvesting and plundering the population. Was that part of the orders, just to keep things as they are? The other one would be, when did this happen that the people started living free, like it was promised, and that we had fair and transparent elections? The only ones that I can recognise is the ones that happened in New South Wales earlier this year that you guys participated in. How did that all work out? Were they free, fair and transparent? What's the other one here? Oh yeah, what about all those tin goods that we were supposed to buy that we've all stockpiled, and now they're all running out of date because our neighbours didn't show up hungry? What should we do with those? Have you got a collection for that that's coming around to pick them all up? And also, are you still on a diet of rice and beans? You're still sacrificing and just eating on subsistence? And when you said that you spoke to this magistrate because you had an issue that they were trying to prosecute you under, some court appearance, you had this script that you said to the magistrate that you spoke out in front of a camera. Well, really would be really beneficial if you actually have evidence of that actually happened with a recording. So please release that so we can actually see it, and that'd be something that would benefit all of us to see how that actually went down and what the magistrate's response was, etc. So that can help us prepare if we need to go in and deal with it ourselves. Same thing with the police. Do you have evidence of that tough talk with the police and what you did to send them off? We need that evidence, so we'd love you to bring that recording out and release that, so then we the people can follow our leader, the one just like that leads in the army, like you said you were a leader, that shows us how to live in the moment, how to deal with our day-to-day issues in a way that gets us to free ourselves from the burden of this criminal structure. So you would need to have some kind of leadership skills on that one, wouldn't you? Being that that's what you're leading you want to lead the whole country into this whole new utopia. So would that not be worthwhile that you recorded that? And so, yeah, looking forward to seeing that when you release it. So when's that coming out? Also, are you still paying into the slave system? You know, that one, that satanic system that you talk about all the time? Are you giving money into that? So, you know, you're still paying rates, or are you challenging them? Same with the utilities, because utilities are totally unlawful to be charged by a corporation for the essentials of life that they're meant to be actually owned by the public. Are you still paying into that? And what about any fines and that? It's just paying them as you get them. License fees for your driver's license or any other licenses, are you contesting that? Are you distraining the system by starving it of money and going as far as you can, like a lot of other people are doing? Same with registrations. There's thousands and thousands of them doing this. They're challenging them, going to their fake courts and making it really difficult for them to get an easy kill over them. So there's thousands of people doing that. I know you've said that no one's done anything. I realise that. Yet there's lots of evidence, and these are the people that get called sovereign citizens by the media, by other government departments, and just general people because they're just attached to it. So these people are taking heat for standing up for their individual rights. Are you joining them, or is that just not something that's worthwhile in your mind, to distress and distrain the system? So it puts undue stress and pressure on it, so then it's not able to function at its full capacity the way it used to. Is that something you are willing to support or have supported? And please show the evidence of how you deal with it. That would be a great help. All right, we're going to hear the last word from the man of the hour. So let's hear it out of the horse's mouth of what's really going on. It's going to tell you it's not going to be confusing. It's going to be very clear. So let's listen.
This is key. This is the single biggest lesson out of this entire, as Derek correctly describes, as controlled opposition.
All right, there you have it. So that's a choice you make, guys. If you're willing to give your life force energy to it and back it, then you need to understand that the karma that comes from that is on you, because you've been shown the truth. Now it's up to you whether you dismiss it or act on it. Okay, now just to finish off, I just want to draw your attention to, if you're interested in understanding where all this knowledge has come from and what it's connected to, here's a brilliant site for you. It's the Magna Carta 1215 Australia site. So just quickly, Magna Carta is that agreement that's still in place today that allows for a system of public servants throughout the entire English Commonwealth system of justice. And that's what all public servants swear an oath to. So they're bound by that entire structure. And so if you just want to have a quick look of where to find something that you can learn specific to do with police right now, I'd go to the Action Now page. So here it is here. And you can see there's letters here to the police constable, judicial officer, lots of information of things I just said there, but in a lot more detail, and the public servant one as well. And then there's different versions of that here, child protection, if they're using pre-crime, which they all do, which is just order following from legislative branch, which they have no authority to do. That makes them criminal as soon as they start dictating the minutiae of your life. Here you go, dear Police Commissioner, if you want to get even more detail, and this one's specific to Victoria. Okay, so there's lots for you to look through here. You've got news and articles, so you know there's plenty of things to read here, as you can see. So the first one here is the secure boundaries for freedom to prevail. That's what the Magna Carta is all about. Pretty much what I just described to you earlier, where the individual right to decide for ourselves and govern ourselves. That's what that protects. Otherwise, we're slaves, right? So it's really simple, and there's just more stuff here to do that. Just going to move over to the learning section. So you've got videos, so plenty of video resources here. The Magna Carta lessons, as you can see here. Then you've got, this is brilliant, this is 2-minute description of the true nature of the control system we live under. If you want to learn that real quick. So here's Will Kidd again. So he's done a few vids, as you can see. So he's done a lot of research on this topic, years and years. This is Mark Pascoe. This is about natural law, if you're really interested in that, because everything comes from the knowledge of natural law. And if you don't understand natural law, you'll always be controlled. This is an attempt to start getting from basics and principles and moving up to understanding how that fits in with the Constitution and what that really means. So that's another thing to look at here. John Locke does a lot of great stuff here on Article 61. So then you've got the reading version of that. So that's the, if you like that, you've got reading. So I'm just going to point you to one specific one. To me, this is the one I'd go to straight away if I really wanted to learn something, and that's this one, the Constitutional Treatise. This breaks it down really simply. So that's all I wanted to show you guys. If you are interested in educating yourselves and your children about how true freedom works and your rights and how they're protected under this structure, and anything else is a fiction, and it's deliberately created to actually bamboozle you to think that public servants have the right to forcibly dominate and control you and take your money and then treat you as their cattle and property, right? If you want to understand how that's been done, it's a great place to come and do it. That'll do.